favorite song?
I like to eat bricks.
Bricks. It's not bad English.
Okay.
All the brain eating, but yeah. I'm guessing there's a couple of Hannibal fans here.
English, right?
Yeah. Easy. I actually learned this on the panel yesterday that they have it's flower in their hairs.
Flower crowns. Yeah. I'm still waiting for the answer why they're wearing it. I don't know how that started, but I think it's the showrunner Brian Fuller who started it somehow. Is that correct? Yeah. So yeah, flower crowns for a cannibal. Why not?
Yeah. There's one thing I think we have to get that out of the way. The air duct in the Death Star. Why? Not really smart.
Well, smart enough so you couldn't blow up the world, right?
Well, so it was deliberate.
Yeah, it was deliberate. I mean, at a certain time, at a certain point, like any good inventor, he realized that this was going the wrong way. This is not going to be used to save the planet. It was going to be used to the exactly opposite. So he made the moral choice of making a flaw in it.
So in the end, he won.
Yeah, he's kind of a good guy in a bad way. Yeah.
I have another question. Asking for a friend now, huge Hannibal fan. I have to ask this question because she will kill me otherwise. Will there be a season 4?
I think everybody who's been on the show wants there to be a season 4. It's all a matter of finding the right network that wants to put up with what we're doing. It wasn't easy the first time, so we're still crossing our fingers, but I don't know anything more than you guys do.
Right. You've been in so many things now, and basically everything. It's not that many people who've done Star Wars, Marvel, but you're kind of dead in everything.
Not in Hannibal.
Not in Hannibal.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I didn't see the last episode.
Is that, maybe we should have said that. Is that kind of sad, not being able to come back to those things, or is it you've done it, so now you're done with it, moving on to other things?
Well, it's a little that. I mean, obviously, I know that Danny Craig is really fond of playing Bond, but he's also getting nervous after 10 years being Bond forever. Whereas the rest of us, we can go and visit that fantastic environment and we can leave it again, right? But some of these universes, you never know. I mean, in the Marvel universe, everything is possible, right? So, if they find his evil twin brother, I'll be in.
Also, we need to talk about, because you have a brother who's also an actor.
Yeah.
And you've both done Star Wars.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that? Did he give you tips because he did it first? Is that right? Yeah.
I had no idea he was on Star Wars before I got it. Because he's doing a lot of that voice work, so I had no idea he was doing that one. But then I realized that there's not a lot to talk about in two different universes, even though it's the same family. No, it's fun. I mean, two Danish guys from Nørrebro who became actors, which was not written in the stars, and then all of a sudden we're both in the Star Wars universe. That is completely absurd. Yeah.
So not in the family dinners, he's like, yeah, but I did it first, so.
Well, my dad was always walking around with a, in a Star Trooper helmet back home. We grew up with it.
So he was a fan?
No, he was not.
He was not. So proud that both of you know Star Wars. I'm guessing, because there's a lot of people here, I don't want to steal anyone's questions. There is a lot of questions. Right. So I think we're going to start with those.
Yeah.
Everybody cool with that? So the mic is over there. Form a line.
And from yesterday, we experienced that a little closer to the mic so we can hear it.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear up here on stage. So
this is much better.
Speak loud. Oh, there's no questions. Right. Okay.
See that?
Oh yeah, I figured. There's been a little slow on the start.
Yeah, you're good with lines.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Is it the same in Denmark?
Yeah, not as good as you. I remember when I was at the airport, I saw there's a line around the luggage belt.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone was standing on the right side of the line. It's like, why is that? Nobody would be standing there in Denmark. We're very good with authorities.
Yeah, we are, yeah. So this was in Denmark, everybody just shouting their questions.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so
Good morning, Stockholm. Let's shoot it.
Don't be afraid to touch it if it's in the wrong way. The mic is.
The mic.
You can.
Hi.
So this is a mandatory. This is a mandatory question.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So this is a mandatory question. If you got to write a season 4 handball, what would you do?
If I got to write season 4 handball?
Yes.
That's a good question. I will give him a really cool car chase. I think we need that. No, I think definitely have some much more fun with Will, and probably with Bedelia as well. And if I could bring back Abigail, I would do that.
Oh, that's great.
I have a question about the hunt. Considering that it's a very complex situation in the movie and it actually happens for real sometimes, what was some of the aspects you thought about to bring that situation into life in the movie?
How did we come up with the story? Is that
Yeah, and what's
the story? We're talking about the hunt. The story is based on some real cases in Norway, actually. They're not unique. They happen here. They happen in Denmark as well. It's nobody's questioning that there is molesting of children happening in the world and also in those environments. But the other thing is also happening. Once you get accused of something with absolutely no base in reality, your life will just go this way because it's about children. It's not about robbing a bank. So it was based on some interviews where a family man was completely crushed by the police, and there was absolutely no proof anything was happening. And the whole small society completely imploded on him. So it was based on some of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Shella.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, you have been playing with a lot of great actors too, and how
Are you
was
Danish?
Yeah, I'm
Really?
Danish. Yeah. But have you ever been nervous to play with some actors? Have you played with some you thought before you start, oh my god, I'm going to play with I have to work with these people?
If I was like starstruck by working with someone, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen even with friends you've known for a long time that you never worked with that you think they're so good. But it is a little strange in the acting community. We're not so starstruck with each other because we know what we're doing. We know what it is. But I can get starstruck if I met Messi. You know, if I saw Messi here, I would probably be drooling and not know what to say. For a lot of male actors, at least, we tend to be starstruck by athletes. And for me, it's Messi, Usain Bolt, if Muhammad Ali was still around. But I'm sure I would be a little shaky if I met Bruce Lee as well.
Hi. We've seen you've done some really great roles in future film and TV series. I have a question if you ever consider yourself as a voiceover actor for younger children in animation film in the future?
Voice actor?
Yep.
Yeah, I've done some. I've done some remakes of the Danish versions of some of the Cars, Monsters Inc. I've done a few things. It's never been top of my list, and apparently not on their list either. But I've done a few things. It's not something that I dream about because I mean I prefer acting. But if it's a very interesting project, some of these cartoons and animated films are so fantastic, and it's fun to do. But my main job is acting myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. It's not a mandatory question. What would Hannibal think about Fannibals?
Hannibal? Let's
Yeah.
think about Hannibal.
Yeah.
Well, there is a certain vanity in the character. I think he would be rather pleased. But on the other hand, that also means that he cannot be incognito anymore, and he does thrive in that world of being not famous at all. But he has a small little God complex. He likes to compete with God, and I think that the Fannibals will help him, be up there, I guess.
have a question not about a movie or a TV show. This is a question about color. Is light light or is light bright?
Life?
Light is light bright in color, is light light in color.
I mean, light, like in light.
The question is whether light is bright in color or
White.
white in color. Yeah.
Is this a trick question?
It's a trick question.
No, there is an actual answer to it. Do you know it?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the question, so
I can explain. Light is always bright in color, even if you can turn down the opacity, but it's not light in color.
okay, so it's a rhetorical question. Yeah.
Yes.
I would say I would go for bright then.
Learn something.
Yeah.
Well, hello. I have a question about the game Death Stranding. And,
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Do you actually know what it is about, or do you just?
I think the better question is, do Kojima know what it's about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
I am absolutely convinced that Kojima knows what this is about.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt. And he's so excited every time he tries to explain it to me. Keep in mind, we have an interpreter between us every time. And after half an hour, I can see how excited he is. And he only explained this much of it, and I'm completely blank. I'm like, what? I have a hunch what it is. His world is always, you have to work with other people to solve this, and he's very interactive. Everything he says sounds brilliantly, but not being a gamer myself, it is a completely different universe. And I can just stand there with my open mouth and go, sounds great, let's do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm also from Copenhagen, but let's do it in English. You have a movie coming up about Van Gogh at Eternity's Gate, where the trailer premiered last week and it looks amazing.
Right.
With Willem Dafoe and Oscar Isaac. And I read somewhere that you filmed it on location, which is also where I grew up. And I wanted to know how it felt to film a movie about the painter Van Gogh in the actual physical location where he was at the time.
Yeah, I'm visiting. This is a film about Van Gogh. It's called At Eternity's Gate. Willem Dafoe is playing it, and Julian Smart directed it. I'm a visitor in the film. I have one scene. It's a great scene. I mean, it's
The best scene, yeah.
well, that came out wrong. No, when I read it, I just loved that scene. I thought it was a brilliant scene, and vitally important, obviously, to the story. So I was there for one day. But if you ask Willem, I'm sure he would say what I would have said, because I have worked in real locations. It's a fantastic feeling. It's a free gift. You don't have to imagine that now. We have to imagine everything as actors, but all of a sudden they give us something for free, and we can just lean into it, and you can actually feel the wind of history right in the same rooms, right? So it was amazing to be able to shoot in that exact location where Van Gogh spent quite a bit of his life.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that you're such an inspiration and such an incredible person. And I wanted to ask you if you have any tip on actually being an actor that people don't think about. What's something important?
A tip of being an actor. No, not really. I mean, I could easily find one if I was chit-chatting about it. The thing about you, actors are constantly searching for ways of solving things. They will constantly be insecure. They will constantly think, oh, I don't have the tools. I don't know exactly how to do that. That is a constant search. Even an old guy like Max von Sydow will say, I don't know how to attack this one. It's always a search. But I think that we should just relax and realize that's the case. And just come to terms with that we don't have the answers every time we start out. We'll be looking for them. So that will be a trick. Relax. You will find it eventually.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
My question is, if you could have a dinner with 3 people, either dead or alive,
Yeah.
who would it be?
God.
Where would you have the dinner? and you have one question that you definitely would want to ask them.
Do you think I can come up with a good answer for that like that?
Yes.
So now I have to choose 3 dead people or alive people, and I have to ask them a question I haven't even posed in my head yet. All right. Okay, let me just. I'll do dead people because obviously that I'm not going to have that dinner. Okay, maybe
You're not going to get phone calls now.
Right.
Waiting for that invitation.
So I've always been a big fan of Bruce Lee. And Buster Keaton is one of my big heroes as well. Kind of for the same reasons. They had a certain way of being on the screen. They could do very, very small things and the sky would open. And then I would throw in Genghis Khan. I don't know why. I'm just going to ask him, like, serious? I mean, because there's some myth about it, but basically he was just like every other conqueror, like another Hitler. I mean, we just find him romantic somehow. But I'm just like, I would like to ask him if he believed that all those women that he had kids with, they loved him. That would be interesting to hear what his answer would be to that.
Thank you very much.
Here you go.
Hi. I just want to ask you if you're going to be in the MCU anymore.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
If I will be in the Marvel again?
Yes.
I think you have to ask somebody else. Because that's not my choice. I don't call them and say, hey, I'm ready, let's make it. That's not how it works. They kind of call you if they want you to come back, right? So obviously, does the character of Caecilius survive? He does in a shape. So if they need some extraordinary powers from my character, I'm ready. But apparently, I don't look so good in the shape I am when the film ends, right? So that's going to be an awkward film. But yeah, I'm ready.
All right, thank you.
But if the question did come, you would definitely consider it.
I think the Marvel universe is absolutely groundbreaking what they've done, not only in the last few years, but from the very start. I think they've changed so much in movie history, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. So who would I be to say no?
Hi. So I was wondering, how was it to play a character like Hannibal Lecter? Like, did it? I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Did it impact me?
Yeah.
Did it have
Exactly.
an impact?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say normally the characters should not have an impact on you. You should have an impact on the characters. I mean, that's a golden rule in my book, anyways. And yes, he's a very dark character. He's doing very dark things. But when you look at him, when you actually see him, he's probably one of the happiest characters I've ever played. He's a very happy man. He's making the best out of every second in the day, 24/7. There's no room for boring food, or rude people, or ugly clothes, or pop music. It has to be extremely well-funded anything. So in many ways, he was just a man going through the world. I didn't carry a depressed man home every day. I carried a man who thought it was a great day at the office. You know? So in that way, I had a great time with him. I will not recommend anybody to be inspired by him, but it was pretty fun to be in his shoes for a while.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Sarah, and I was just wondering, before I ask my question, is it okay if I ask it in Swedish, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead to Swedish.
Yeah.
As long as it's in the
Hej,
mic.
jag heter Sara. Jag vet att jag har bott i Sverige förut och jobbat som utbildad dansare.
Ja, jag var i Göteborg.
Ja, i Göteborg. Jag hade en radiointervju med dig på en jul när jag var typ 10. Och då var därför. Så jag undrar, vad är skillnaden mellan att bo i Sverige och vad saknar mest med Köpenhamn?
Och jag tycker om att bo i Sverige.
Ja,
Alltså jag var i Sverige, jag hade ingen pengar när jag var i Sverige. Jag var på Balettakademin där, i Mölndal, om ni känner igen det. Jag hade ingen pengar, jag bara dansade på Balettakademin och så skänkade spaghetti varenda dag. Så det är liksom, men jag känner ju Sverige från andra håll också. Jag älskar Sverige, det är ju min storebror, det är ju min granne. Vi har mycket gemensamt och vi har också mycket som inte är gemensamt. Men jag älskar Sverige. Det är ett fantastiskt land, fantastiska människor.
Tack så mycket.
Hi, I was just wondering if you have like any tips for someone who wants to become an actor, like in maybe the MCU in the future or like these big movies, especially because like if you come from a smaller country like you and me.
Yeah, excuse me. I think the trick is, there's so many ways to do it. You will find Swedish actors, young actors now coming out. They're not interested in working in Sweden. They just want to go straight to Hollywood, right? That's the way to do it. You can give it a shot, but you will be competing with a million other people who probably speaks American a little better than you do. So I would always recommend you stay home, do some work, do theater, and if you're lucky enough to get into a movie or a TV show, go for it. Make a little name for yourself, and then you have something you can show, as opposed to go over there, because that is a crazy jungle. Just don't think about the whole world. Make the small part of your world the entire world.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm just wondering, out of like all characters you played, what has been the most stupid move or decision, one of them?
A stupid move, something I regret.
That you like cringe just by watching.
Something I regret.
But is it you or as a character?
Like your characters,
Okay.
any character you played.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
no, I mean, I don't have anything professionally that I regret. I've done some stuff that didn't turn out that well. I don't regret it. That was just another stepping stone, something I learned from. That's the way it is. But I do. There's one of my favorite characters. He's called Sven Sved. He's from the Green Butchers, and he's probably the most annoying person I've ever played, and probably the most annoying person I've ever seen on screen. He's super annoying. So he makes me cringe a little when I watch him.
yeah, just one small question.
Sure.
What do you think of that picture over there?
Nothing wrong there. I mean, he's a young fellow. Yeah, it's a few years ago, right? So, is it a trick question? You're not pleased with that picture, are you?
What, sorry?
You're not happy with that picture.
I just don't think it looks like you, I don't know.
Promise you, we will change it next year.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi. Well, have you like ever hated a character that you have played like yourself, or have you always like learned to love them?
I'm sorry, I can't only hear every second word.
Like a character that you've played, have you ever like hated it?
I can personally hate what a character does. I can personally disagree with a character's moves. But I haven't had a character I hated playing that I was like, oh. The case is, if that is the case, that's because it's badly written and it's not working and you can't make it work or you can't figure it out. That's when you begin to hate a character, simply because you can't crack it. It's not working. But I mean, I've played some really annoying characters in my life, and I kind of like them all. So that's the thing. We get to behave like idiots sometimes, and it's justified just because we're actors.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, Matt. Thank you for Hannibal. Really enjoyed that show. How do you get into the mindset and psychology of being a guy like Hannibal?
Yeah, I don't necessarily. It might sound wrong, but I mean, I don't go around thinking how would it feel to kill a lot of people. But what Hannibal does, that's not what he's doing either. For him, it's on a different level. It's to do with beauty, and it's to do with love. And so he finds something that is extremely beauty on the threshold to death, right where life and death meet each other. He finds that exciting, he finds that full of life. I can find other things exciting and full of life, not necessarily what he does. So I try to just swap that around and put myself in a situation where I would enjoy something I would enjoy to do. And so Hannibal, well, he cuts out a liver of his neighbor, and I would just think of something else when I'm doing it. So that's the only way to approach it, because he's not a normal character anyway. He's not built psychologically up as a normal character with regrets. He's a little lifted. He's a little larger than life. He's kind of the fallen angel, but he's constantly seeing beauty, and he's not seeing darkness. That's what I'm focusing on.
Thank you. I have one more question. What's it like working on Death Stranding?
Death Stranding was fantastic. It is very different from any acting job you will probably meet as an actor, because you're just running around in tights and they're green, and you have and you have a mocap on, and then your fellow actor is looking just as dumb as you. You're like, what is going on here? And then we just have to cross our fingers that it's going to look cool one day. But in this situation, it doesn't feel so cool.
It's like a bachelor party going downhill.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. I was just wondering, since you've been in such many big franchises and played so many iconic roles like a Bond villain and Hannibal, do you have like a bucket list or like franchises where you want to be, etc.?
I think I've done them all, kind of. No, there's a few, right? I have genre films that I'm personally a big fan of. Obviously, I would have to say Flying Kung Fu. I got to do a little of that in Doctor Strange. A lot of wire stuff. That was pretty fun. Zombies. I love zombies. You know, I think it's about time that I should visit Walking Dead or something. Maybe just for one day. I can be a zombie. That's fine. I think that zombies are the coolest anyway. So I'll be a zombie. Yeah.
Thank you.
You got it.
But that's a good thing. You could probably do that. I mean, there's all these people hiding behind like stormtrooper masks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which character did you play did you feel like you could relate to the most?
That I could not relate to?
Like you could relate to.
I can't really hear you. I'm sorry.
Like you could relate to. Like to the character.
What character?
Like out of all the characters that you played, I mean.
Can you relate to the most? Is that the
like which one do you relate to the most?
Right.
The most. It's gonna be a weird answer for this one as well. It's like everybody's gonna think that there's something wrong with him. I can relate to all characters to a degree. Some more, some less. But I try to find something that I recognize in them. And if anyone has seen The Green Butchers, and I will say the character from The Green Butchers, that would probably be my answer. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's coming out of this character we invented together, and it came out of some ideas I had. And it's some of the annoying sides I have that is bombarded into this character, and we just turned up the volume. So unfortunately, it's Svensson here from Green Butchers.
Thank you.
Hej, trevligt att träffas. Ja. När Galen Erso ritade ut Dödsstjärnan, ritade han ut ett hemligt rum som man kunde ha smörbröd i.
Galen Erso?
Ja, som man kunde ha smörbröd i.
Ett rum med smörbröd i?
Ja.
Vad är frågan? Har han ett rum med smörbröd?
Har du ett rum med smörbröd i?
Ja, i Dödsstjärnan finns det ett rum med smörbröd.
So the question is obviously, in the Death Star, did Galen Erso make a secret room for open sandwiches?
Of course it is.
Of course he did. But the thing is, that is the sequel. This is what everybody's looking for. And if I told you where that is, they would have to kill me. So you will have to pay and go and watch that film.
Jag längtar.
You are.
I'm Jay Lee from South Korea. Yesterday I asked about Arctic, but today as a Hannibal, I'd like to ask about Hannibal. Hannibal cast over 3 ago. However, fandom is extractive and shouting for fourth season. And the people who have not seen Hannibal before are watching now. Especially in South Korea, Netflix just released the whole season of Hannibal last month. And since then, many people kept talking about Hannibal. And my question is, what element of Hannibal do you think make this possible?
Why did Hannibal become a long-term interest?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I could answer that question, obviously I would be a billionaire. This is what all producers are asking themselves. How can we get everyone to see this? That everybody wants that. Nobody has, sometimes they think they have it, and then they just copy the same film 28 times, and then they lost it. And we also have to remind ourselves that it's not everybody who watches Hannibal. It's some people. It's a niche thing. I mean, it's not for everyone. But the ones who like it love it. I think it's the aesthetics. It's very aesthetic. I think it's very, very clever written. Brian Fuller is an absolute genius when it comes to writing dialogue and situations. And then it's the surprising madness that we have no idea where these characters are going. I think that combination is the reason why I love it and why people like you love it. It is very radical and it's very up there. And I think that is the secret.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hello. Hi, lads. My friend would kill me if I didn't say that he thinks you're the most complex portrayal of Hannibal ever. It's the best villain ever, in his opinion. But my question is about Star Wars and Marvel, basically. And when you do like big franchises with a lot of lore to them, like movies that have been out a long time, have you watched them yourself before, or do you get invested to the lore while you're doing a role and stay interested after you've done it?
So, did I go and watch the Star Wars films? Is that what your question? I'm really sorry, because the acoustic is so bad. Right? I have no idea what people are saying, I'm guessing.
Did you watch the Star Wars movies before you did the Galen? And are you interested in Star Wars?
Yeah, both with Bond, the James Bond film, and with the Star Wars film, I had to lie and say, I've seen it all. And the honest truth is, I hadn't seen any of it. I didn't catch that. There was a train in 77, 78 that was called the Star Wars World. And as I think I mentioned, I was occupied running around looking like Bruce Lee and watching those kind of action films. I didn't understand that world of robots and stars. My brother caught on to,